The city rose like a living thing the night she arrived. Steel ribs, glowing veins of traffic, breath fogging the air. Linda stood at the edge of the sidewalk with one suitcase and a phone that barely held a charge. Early 20s. Tired eyes. A heart carrying more weight than her hands. She had left everything behind. The familiar streets that knew her footsteps. The friends who remembered her before failure became a pattern. The home that echoed with almosts and what-ifs. 2 businesses had burned out before they ever caught fire. A job she once believed would save her slipped through her fingers with a polite email and a final paycheck. So she ran, not away, but toward something unknown. The first months in the new city were brutal. The buildings were tall but indifferent. Days moved fast. Nights moved slowly. She learned the taste of instant noodles and disappointment. The sound of rejection emails arriving at 2 a.m. The weight of silence in a small rented room with peeling paint and a flickering bulb. Every morning, she put on hope like armor and stepped into crowds that didn't know her name. She failed quietly at first. Missed rent deadlines. Interviews that ended with forced smiles. Plans that collapsed mid-sentence. The city tested her in 1,000 small ways. Missed buses, wrong turns, empty bank notifications, loneliness that sat beside her like an uninvited guest. But something else was happening beneath the surface. She was learning how to survive rejection without breaking. How to rebuild ideas instead of mourning them. How to listen more, rush less, and stand back up without applause. She took temporary work. Learned new skills late at night. Failed again, but smarter this time. The seasons changed. So did she. A year later, she stood in the same city, but not the same place. Her posture was different. Her eyes steadier. The fear that once screamed now whispered. She wasn't where she wanted to be, but she was no longer lost. She had scars now, and clarity. She understood that failure wasn't proof of inadequacy. It was tuition. That losing everything familiar had forced her to meet herself without filters. Stronger. Sharper. Still standing. On a quiet morning, sunlight spilling through her window, she made a promise. Not to the city, not to the world, but to herself. I will be better. Not perfect. Not fearless. But wiser. Braver. Relentless. She zipped up her jacket, stepped outside, and merged into the movement of the city. Not as a visitor anymore, but as someone who belonged. The skyline didn't change. She did. And this time, she wasn't starting over. She was starting forward. If you have been inspired by Linda's story, please like and subscribe to her story in the making. Thank you.